Assalamu alaikum level 9. Welcome to your first homework video. Okay, today inshallah we will talk about upper and lower bounds homework in your textbook page number 18, question number 1b and d, 2b and d, also 3b and d, and question number 4 and question number 6 also in exercise number 2.5. So in number 1, he said that all of the following numbers is rounded to the nearest whole number. And we need to find the upper and lower bounds. So for example, in letter B, the number is 83. Okay, and this 83 rounded to the nearest whole number, and whole numbers mean to the nearest unit. Okay, the smallest unit value here is 1, so I will divide this one by 2, so it will be 0.5. okay, so I will subtract 0.5 and also I will add 0.5. when you subtract 0.5 you will get the lower bound, so it's 82.5. when you add it you will get the upper bound, so it will be 83.5. okay, after that he asked me what? He said give the upper and lower bounds of each. So here is the upper bound, this one upper bound, and this one is the lower bound. After that he asked me use x as the number, express the range in which the number lies as an inequality. So I will put x in the middle and it's greater than or equal the lower bound, that means 82.5, and it must be smaller than only, not smaller than or equal, it must be only smaller than 83.5. This is question number B. Okay, letter D. In letter D, the number is 1000. okay, and he said also it's rounded to the nearest whole number. Okay, so also we have to do 1/2 means 0.5, so we will subtract 0.5 and also we will add 0.5 to get the upper bound. So the lower bound is 999.5 and the upper bound is 1000.5. After that, where is the lower bound? Here it is. And where is the upper bound? Here it is. So to write it as an inequality, we will write here x smaller than and greater than or equal. Of course, x is greater than or equal 999.5 and smaller than 1000.5. I hope it's easy. So let's go for question number 2. In question number 2, he said it's corrected to 1 decimal place, corrected or rounded into 1 decimal place. So we have in letter B, question number 2, letter B, we have 15.6. okay, this 15.6, what is the smallest unit value in 1 decimal place? It's 0.1. so I will divide this 0.1 by 2, so I will get 0.05. so add this 0.05 here subtract 0.05 and here add 0.05. okay, so it will be here 15.55, this is the lower bound, and here it will be 15.65. mention this is the lower bound and this is the upper bound, and also use letter x to write it as an inequality. So x greater than or equal and smaller than, right here 15.55 and right here 15.65. okay, simple. Okay, for the next one, letter D, same idea, it's 10.0. okay, it's also rounded to the nearest one decimal place. That's mean it's also 0.1 divided by 2. So here is my number, 0.05. So subtract 0.05 and add 0.05. So you will get here, when you subtract 0.05 from it, you will get 9.95, and when you add it, you will get 10, okay, 0.05. okay, so this is the upper bound and this is the lower bound. And to write it as an inequality, so x is greater than or equal and smaller than, greater than or equal 9.95 and smaller than only 10.05. This is letter D. Okay, let's go for exercise number 3. Letter B. It's 0.84, and actually this one is rounded to nearest two significant figures. Okay, what is the meaning of two significant figures here? Two significant figures here. Here is the first, here is the second. So the second significant figure, okay, in the 100th place. So the smallest unit, it will be 0.01. I will divide it by 2, so I will get 0.005. This is my number that I will add and subtract. So when you subtract from here minus 0.005 and you will add here 0.005, so you will get, for example, when you subtract this, you will get 0.835, and here in the upper bound you will get 0.845. So this is the lower bound and this is the upper bound. To write it as an inequality, so x, he said x also, yes, here, so x is greater than or equal 0.835 and smaller than 0.845. Okay, let's go for letter D. In letter D, it's 5,000. 5,000, and this 5,000, it's already rounded to two significant figure also. So I have here first and here second. So the second significant figure in the 100th place. 100th place, the smallest unit there, it's 100. So I will divide it by 2, so it's 50. So I will subtract 50 and I will add 50 to get the upper and lower bound. So here minus 50 and here plus 50. Okay, so we will get here it will be 4,950 and here it will be 5,050. This is the lower bound and this is the upper bound, and the inequality would be x is greater than or equal 4,950 and smaller than 5,050. Okay, next one, question number 4. In question number 4, here we have the mass of a sack of vegetables is given as 5.4 kilograms. Here it's 5.4 kilograms. Okay, and he said illustrate the lower and the upper bound of the mass on the number line. So I need to get the lower and the upper bound, but actually here he didn't say to me, he rounded to the nearest what? To the nearest, for example, whole number, 1 decimal place, 2 decimal places, or what? Okay, look, what is the last digit here? It's 4, and 4 in what? In 10th. So he round to 1 decimal place, and the smallest unit in 1 decimal place equals what? Yeah, exactly, equal 0.1. So you divide 0.1 by 2, you will get 0.05. So I will subtract 0.05 and I will add 0.05. So I will get the upper bound and lower bound. The lower bound at the beginning will get 5.35 kg and the upper bound will be 5.45 kg. Okay, he asked me at the beginning, illustrate the lower and upper bounds of the mass on a number line. So let's draw our number line. Here's our number line. Okay, and here's our number in the middle, 5.4. Okay, so, and before it, the lower bound is 5.35 and the upper bound is 5.45. Okay, make the upper bound unshaded because we won't take this number, it's only smaller than, not smaller than or equal. And the lower one, make it shaded because it's or equal. Okay, then connect them like this. So here's the limits of accuracy. Okay, so also in B he said using m kg for the mass, express the range of the values in which m must lie as an inequality. So I'll say here that m must be greater than or equal 5.35 and smaller than 5.45. Okay, for question number 6, the capacity of a swimming pool is given as 620 cubic meter. Okay, corrected to two significant figures. So here is 620 meter cubic corrected to two significant figures. Okay, where is the second significant figure? Let's count. First, second, so it's 2, and 2 actually in tens. So the smallest unit value is 10. So I will divide it by 2. Look, here's hundreds and here's tens. So the smallest unit is 10. So 10 divided by 2 means 5. So I will subtract 5 and I will add also 5. When you subtract 5, it's 615. When you add 5, it's 625. Okay. After that, he asked me calculate the lower and the upper bound only. So here is the lower bound and here is the upper bound. And in B he said using x cubic meters for the capacity, express the range. So I would say x must be lying between, must be greater than 615 and smaller than 625. Okay, see you inshallah in the next homework, and goodbye.